Jai Hind. Today's topic is the field effect transistor, and this topic has been taken from the subject Fundamentals of Electronics Engineering. Subject code is BEC 101, and this subject is currently running in the first year syllabus of AQTU. And myself, Neha Garg, Assistant Professor in EC Department of AKGEC. So today's topic is the field effect transistor, that is FET. So this FET, in previous lectures we have seen the BJT, that is bipolar junction transistor. So there are differences between the BJT and FET. Like BJT is bipolar junction transistor. Bipolar means two type of charge carriers are involved in the conduction of current in case of BJT. And FET is unipolar. Unipolar means only single type of charge carriers are involved here. Either it may be electrons or it may be holes. So FET is of two types, junction FET and metal oxide semiconductor FET. This is also called as the MOSFET, and it is also called the IGFET, insulated gate field effect transistor. JFET is of two types, and it works in the depletion mode, and it may be in N channel and it may be P channel. And metal oxide semiconductor, it is of two types, depletion mode and enhancement mode. Depletion mode type, it works in two modes, depletion mode and enhancement mode, and it is of N channel and P channel. And this is the symbol for the JFET, drain, source, gate, and this arrow indicates the direction of the current in N channel JFET, and for the P channel the direction of the arrow will be in this way. So basically JFET junction field effect transistor, it has three junctions. Like first is the drain, second one is the source, and third one is the gate. So source is very much similar to the emitter in case of the BJT, and drain is similar to the collector in case of BJT. Source emits the charge carriers. If it is N channel, then the charge carriers, majority charge carriers are electrons. So electrons will be emitted from the source, and this drain is like a collector. It will collect all the majority charge carriers that is emitting from the source. And this gate will control the flow of the charge carriers between the drain and source. Like we can understand this by taking an example of tap. Like this is a tap through which water is coming. So this part is the source where water is coming, and here water is collecting at this point. So this is the drain, and we can apply a gate here through this valve. If we screw this valve, it will narrow this passage and water supply will reduce. So with the help of this gate, we can control the supply of water from source to drain. So similarly in JFET there are three terminals, drain, source and gate. From source, charge carriers will be emitted, majority charge carriers will be emitted, and from at drain, charge carriers will be collected, and gate will control the flow of charge carriers between drain and source. So this is the N channel JFET in the figure. So this blue colored part is the N channel, and here this is the metal contacts. Here this is the metal contacts, and from this metal contacts we have a terminal drain, and this is another terminal source. So we have to connect this and drain and source terminal in such a way so that this source will emit the majority charge carriers towards the drain side. And this p-type semiconductor, here there is a doping of p-type semiconductor material. There are blocks here, and these blocks are the gate terminal. Both these blocks are interconnected. We can see these blocks are interconnected. Interconnected means if we apply 4 volt here, so this block will also be at 4 volt. Means they are short circuited. Both blocks are interconnected. So this here metal contact is here, and from this metal contact there is a gate terminal. So this is the gate terminal, this is source terminal, and this is drain terminal. Now we will connect this drain to source terminal in such a way, like this is N channel. So majority charge carriers will be electrons. So electrons must be emitted from this point to this point. So for the emission of electrons from source side, this source must be connected with the negative supply, and this positive side will be connected with the drain side. If it is connected with the, if the source is connected with the negative supply, then this negative supply will repel the electron from this point, and electrons will move upward towards the drain side. Drain have a positive potential, so this positive potential will attract the electrons from the source side and they will move towards the drain side. So the direction of the current is always opposite to the direction of electron. So direction of current will be in that case downward. So here the drain current will be in this way and the source current will be in this way. So through N channel we will connect, we will give the drain to source voltage first, and we will check the amount of drain current with the change in the drain to source voltage. At this point we have not done any connection between the gate and source. Gate and source are not connected, and if we connect, if we made VGS 0, VGS 0 means gates voltage and source potential both are at the same potential level. So we, in other words, we can also say that we have short circuited the gate and source terminal both. VGS 0, VGS 0 and gate and source are short circuited. Both things are same. So we can also say that VGS is short circuited, or we can see VGS is 0. So we will see the flow of current ID with the change in drain to source voltage, this voltage, by keeping different voltage of VGS, by keeping VGS at 0 potential or by keeping VGS at minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, at different potentials we will see the. Now here I have explained you this, like this is the tap and water is coming from this point and this is collecting here at the drain side. This is the collector and this is the source, and this gate is there. So this, by screwing this gate, we can control the flow of this water from the tap. So similarly here, with the help of this gate and source potential, this potential, gate and this is gate and this is source, the potential between gate and source is this VGS. With the help of this VGS, we can change the amount of charge carriers that is moving from here to here, and by changing the amount of these charge carriers we can control the amount of current that is flowing from upward to downward. So if we have seen that we have connected drain in positive way and this source with the negative way. So we can see here this drain is connected with the positive supply and drain is of N type. This drain is N type and it is connected with the positive supply. It means it is reverse bias. It is reverse bias, and this source is connected with the N supply, negative supply. So this part is, in other words, it is forward bias. So from moving from up to top to bottom, reverse bias is decreasing. At the drain side, reverse bias is high, and at the bottom side, source side, reverse bias is less. And this VGS is not connected. This is at VGS is at 0. So at this point, this is the P type and this is the N type. So there is a depletion layer. There is always a depletion layer between the P and N type. So this is a depletion layer that is formed between the P and N. And if we increase the VDS, if we vary this VDS from 0 to 15 volt, so continuously this is VDS and this is ID. So with the variation of VDS, we will see if we vary the VDS from 0 to 15, like it was at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So VDS is continuously changing. So by changing the VDS, the charge carriers that is coming from source to drain, the number of charge carriers will continuously increases. And due to the increase in the charge carriers, ID current will also increase. So here ID current will increase in this pattern. So like in Ohm's law, R is equal to V upon I. So if voltage is increases, current is increasing. So that part is that your resistance is constant. So this is the ohmic region where we are increasing the VDS and our current is also increasing. So this part is the ohmic region. And due to the increase in the current, the reverse bias at this point is high and reverse bias at this point is low. So this depletion layer will become like in this way. This depletion region will become like in this way, means at the top side, the depletion layer, this layer will be very high, and at the bottom side, since the reverse bias is less, so depletion layer width will be less. And here also depletion layer width will be high, because here reverse bias is high and here reverse bias is low. So that's why if we increase the VDS, a point will come when both the depletion region will appear that they are touching each other. At this point, the current will become constant, because a definite path is available for the flow of charge carriers. So a constant amount of charge carriers will flow at this point, and that is the constant amount of current will flow, and that current is the IDSS current. This is the IDSS. IDSS means drain to source current with VGS 0. Means IDSS means drain to source current with VGS 0. Keeping VGS 0 at that moment, drain to source current is called the IDSS current. So here we can see we have changed the value of VDS from left to right, and here the current will also increase in the same pattern. So at this point and at this point, the current will become maximum. This is the IDSS, and after increasing this VDS, this ID current will remain constant. So this part is the saturation region, and in this region current will remain constant even on increasing the VDS potential. And if we increase the VDS beyond a certain potential, so there will be a breakdown, and abrupt amount of current will flow. So that this region is the breakdown region. So there are three basic operating conditions for the JFET, like VGS 0, VDS is increasing to some positive value, VGS less than 0, VDS at some positive value, and voltage control resistor. So we have seen that at VGS is equal to 0, we have seen this curve, that this is the VDS and this is the ID. So this is the graph that we have obtained. At VGS is equal to 0, this region was the ohmic region, and this region was the saturation region, and this region is the breakdown region. So this is the analysis at the when we have kept the VGS value at 0, and we are increasing the VDS, and we are observing the value of ID. And second pattern is the VGS less than 0, and we have to keep the VDS at some positive value. So what will happen? So here we can see here, this is the N channel JFET, and drain is connected with the positive supply and source is connected with the negative supply, and VGS is here short circuited. VGS is at 0 potential. So electrons, due to the negative potential, electrons will move from bottom to the top, and that's why current will flow from top to bottom in this way. And due to the flow of this current, there will be a depletion region. We can see this is the depletion region that is forming here. Here the depletion layer width is high in comparison to this side. Here depletion layer width is high, here depletion layer width is low. So there is a depletion layer width variation along the channel, and here the passage of the channel is reduced. Due to the reduction of this passage of the channel, then current ID will also reduced. So we can also understand this by considering this whole channel as a resistance. Okay, this channel is like a resistance, as we can see here, and we have connected this VDS, like we have connected this 2 volt. We have connected 2 volt supply here, and we can take whole channel as a resistance. So this part is connected with a 2 volt, and this part is grounded. This part is near the drain, and this part is near the source, and my current is flowing in this direction. So if I see this point, so at this point, A point, the potential would be equal to 2 minus the amount of this resistance R1 and multiplied by ID, that is ID multiplied by R1. This is the potential drop at point A, VA. And at point B, the potential drop would be equal to 2 minus ID and this potential is R2. So R2, so this would be the potential at VB. So if we are moving from top to bottom, at point A the potential is high, at point B the potential is reduced because this IDR2 is more in comparison to IDR1. And if we are going downward, then continuously the potential at particular point is reducing. Like at this point the potential will be 0 volt. So this thing, from this thing it is clear that channel act as a variable resistor. And here the reverse bias is high because this is the AND channel which is connected with the positive supply, so it is in reverse bias. And here source is connected with the negative supply, so this is in the forward bias. So here from top to bottom, the reverse bias is continuously decreasing. So here at this point the reverse bias is maximum. That's why here depletion layer width is more in comparison to other places. Like here depletion layer width is very small, but here depletion layer width is high because here the reverse bias voltage is very high in between the P type gate and N type channel. After that, this is the operation. This is the pinch off region that is shown in the figure. At pinch off voltage, pinch off means like if we are increasing this is the VDS and this is the ID, we are increasing the VDS and at some point it will become constant. So the potential, the VDS potential at which the ID become IDSS. This is the IDSS current. So the potential VDS at which the current will become the IDSS, that is called the pinch off voltage. This is VP is the pinch off voltage. And this region is called the pinch off. Means both the depletion region, they appear that they are touching each other. And at this point, the very small channel is available for the conduction of charge carriers. It means here that there will be some can understand that current will become 0 at this point, but current will never become 0. A constant amount of current will flow from this narrow path, and that current is the IDSS current at VGS is equal to 0. So this is the characteristics. This is basically the drain characteristics of JFET, and this characteristic is basically plotted in between the ID and VDS by keeping VGS constant. Drain characteristic curve is plotted in between the ID and VDS and keeping VGS constant. Like we have kept the VGS value at 0 volt and we are increasing the VDS and current is also increasing. And this is the pinch off point where current become constant. So this region is the ohmic region where voltage is increasing and current is increasing. And after that the current become constant. So this region is the saturation region. And here also we know, since we can see here current is constant and R is equal to V upon I. So delta V upon delta I is almost 0. So it is infinite. So here resistance is almost infinite. Resistance is infinite in this part. And we also know resistance is infinite and the conductivity of channel is also reduced because depletion layer width has increased and the channel available channel is also reduced. That's why here in this region resistance become infinite. And here also this FET act as a current source because a constant amount of current is flowing here. So that constant amount of current, it means it will act as a current source. It can provide a constant amount of current. So in this region it will act as a current source, and here there will be a breakdown region. Breakdown region means if we increase the VDS by certain amount, then the junctions between the P and N type, it will break and abrupt amount of charge carriers will flow and abrupt amount of current will also flow. So now this figure depicts the variation of the VGC. Now we have kept the VGC at -1 volt. Till now we have seen the voltage VGC at 0 volt. That we have that it means that we have short circuited the gate and source terminal. Now here similarly here this is the N channel is there, and this is the P type blocks here. These P blocks are interconnected with each other, and this is the gate terminal, this is the drain terminal, and this is the source terminal, and we will connect this drain and source in such a way so that source will emit the charge carriers, and it is the N channel. That's why this N channel is connected with the negative supply, so that electrons will move from here and current will move from downwards, and due to the flow of this current, depletion layer will be formed in between the P and N type. Here the depletion layer will be high and here depletion layer will be less. Now we will see the effect of this gate to source voltage. We have applied minus VGS -1 volt. VGS is at -1 volt, means gate is connected. Gate is our P type and it is connected with the negative supply, and source is connected with the positive supply. VGS is always kept in reverse bias. Is always kept in reverse bias. Means VGS is the input voltage that we are giving in the FET, and this input voltage must be in the reverse bias. Like in case of BJT, the input circuit is always in forward bias, but in case of FET, input circuit is always in reverse bias. Like P is positive, P will connected with a negative supply. P type of gate is connected with a negative supply, and this N type of source is connected with the positive supply. So due to this connection, this gate and source will be in reverse bias. So with the help of this reverse bias, what we are doing, we are providing an extra reverse bias at the drain terminal. So if this situation is due to the -4 potential here, then this -4 is required when the VGS was 0, but here we have applied VGS at -1. So this situation will be attained only at the -3 potential, because -1 is provided by this VGS. So this depletion layer, this pinch off voltage, this pinch off region will occur in a short time in comparison to the previous case. Like previously we have seen, we are wearing this VDC, VDS and ID. This is the VGS 0. Now we have done the VGS at negative. So at VGS negative, this is VGS -1 volt. So here the pinch off region was this much, and here the pinch off region is this much. So by increasing by doing the VGS at the negative potential, VGS at the reverse bias, so we can see analyze the two factors, that the depletion layer will touch to each other, means the VP voltage, pinch off voltage will be reduced, will be shifted towards the left side. This saturation level will come earlier in the previous case, and this current will also reduce. Here the current was the IDSS, and here the amount of current will also reduce, means maximum current will also reduce, and the pinch off voltage will be shifted towards the left side. Because the reverse bias, because we have applied the extra reverse bias from here, and that extra reverse bias, due to that extra reverse bias, the pinch off condition will appear earlier in comparison to the VGS 0 situation. So this is the graph, this is the drain characteristic curve that is plotted in between the VDS, that is the VDS, and this is the ID, and it is plotted by keeping VGS constant. So this is the curve when VGS is 0, current is increasing with the increase in VDS, and at point it becomes constant. So this part is the saturation, this part is the ohmic region. And if we are doing the VGS at negative -1, so we can see the maximum amount. In previous case, VGS at VGS equal to 0, the maximum current amount was this, and at VGS is equal to -1, the maximum amount of the current is this. So maximum amount of current is reduced, and also we can see the VP was here this much, and here the VP is this much. So we can see this dotted line, it indicates the path. It indicates the pattern at which your VP is continuously decreasing. Like if we make the VGS minus at -2, now the VP potential is this much, and at VGS is equal to -4, it is this potential. So by continuously increasing the reverse bias of VGS, like from VGS at 0 to -1, -2, -3, -4, we can see that our pinch off voltage is moving towards the left side, and the maximum amount of drain current is also reducing. And this drain characteristics curve, it also follows the equation that is called the Shockley equation, like ID is equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP whole square. This is the Shockley equation, and we can correlate this characteristics curve with this equation. So ID is equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP whole square, and we can also plot the transfer characteristics curve with the help of this equation. Transfer characteristics curve is plotted in between ID and VGS and keeping VDS constant. So we will see this. So this is the equation that I have told in the last slide, that ID is equal to IDSS 1 minus VGS upon VP whole square. The transfer characteristics of the input to output is not as a straightforward in JFET as it is in BJT. If you plot the transfer characteristics curve, it will be like for N channel JFET, it will be plotted in between VGS and ID, and this will be like in this way. Like from this equation we can see, if we put VGS is equal to 0 in this equation, then the value of ID would be equal to IDSS. So here we can see this VGS is 0, so value of this ID is IDSS, this is IDSS. And here if we put VGS is equal to VP, so it will be equal to ID is equal to 0. So this potential is basically VGS is equal to VP, and at this point ID is equal to 0, and this VGS, in that case it is called as VGS off. So if VGS off is given in numerical, then VGS off means it is the VP, and here we have put the value of VGS at -1, -2, -3. So that's why this graph is plotted with the negative values of VGS. And if it is P channel is there, in case of the P channel, positive VGS is there, so the graph orientation will be like in this way, with the positive value of VGS. Okay, so this is the characteristics curve that I have shown you, and this is the case in the case of the BJT. In BJT is a current control device, because IC is equal to beta IB. IC is the collector current, that is the output current. IB is the input current. So output current depends upon the input current, and here FET is a voltage control device, because here the drain current is controlled by this VGS. VGS is controlling the drain current. That's why it is the field. That's why it is voltage control device. This is the drain characteristic curve, and this is the transfer characteristic curve for the JFET. I have told you that VGS is 0. At VGS is 0, ID is equal to IDSS. Here also at VGS 0, ID is equal to IDSS. And here this potential is the pinch off potential. And here we can see VGS is equal to pinch off, that is -4. The current become ID current become 0. So this is the same analysis we have already seen this, By putting the value of VGS 0, ID will become equal to IDSS, and by putting VGS is equal to VP, ID will become 0. So we will have this graph, this type of graph. And this is the JFET operating characteristics, voltage control resistor. So here we can see this part is the ohmic region and this part is the saturation region, and this dotted line is the pinch off region. So here the drain resistance, this drain resistance will be varied according to this pattern. By changing the value of VGS or VP, we can change the value of resistance, drain resistance RD. So this is for the P channel. For P channel, we have a N type doping is there, that is the N blocks are there, and drain and source connection. We will see that this P type is there, so holes will be emitted from source, and this source will be connected with the positive supply. This will be positive and this will be negative. And after that, for the then depletion layer will be formed, and drain side the depletion layer will be high, and we will provide the negative reverse bias between the gate and source. That's why this N type gate will be connected with the positive supply, and it will be connected with the source will be connected with the negative supply. So we have to keep the VGS in such a way so that the gate and source will be in reverse bias. So this is for the P channel type drain characteristics. VGS is equal to 0, VGS is equal to +1, +2. If we are increasing the VGS, so by increasing the VGS, the amount of current is continuously decreasing, and the pinch off region is also reducing in a parabolic fashion. And these are the major differences between the BJT and FET. BJT is basically the bipolar, means both type of charge carriers are involved in the BJT. In FET is basically a unipolar, means only a majority charge carriers will be involved. Like for N channel, electrons will be involved, and in P channel, holes will be involved. BJTs are current controlled, like for example, IC is equal to beta IB, and FETs are voltage controlled. Gate source voltage controls the drain current, and input circuit of the BJT is forward biased, while the input circuit of the FET is reverse biased. That's why BJT high has a low input impedance and FET has a high input impedance. BJT is more noisy in operation because it has junctions, and FET is less noisy in operations. So in next lectures we will discuss about the op amps. Thank you.